Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Last night, Yoenis Cespedes delivered a key eighth-inning double, which gave the Tigers an insurance run. But that should come as no surprise. Cespedes' career against the Twins, .363 with 5 home runs, 28 RBIs. As a result, the Tigers look for another win tonight. Beautiful night for baseball here in downtown Minneapolis. Game 2 in the series, Tigers and the Minnesota Twins. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Rod Allen. Glad to have you with us here for Game 2. Really good start to the series last night. Rod, Cespedes, man, he just keeps getting it done. He didn't win the final vote, but still an all-star caliber first down.
No question about that. It really doesn't matter whether he's wearing the Oakland Athletic uniform, the Boston Red Sox uniform, or now his current squad, the Tigers. Whenever the Twinkies show up, he just wears out their pitching. You talked about the fact that in 25 games, 28 RBIs for Yoenis Cespedes against Twins pitching.
Pretty good. Speaking of pretty good, how about Jose Iglesias? Had another base hit in the ball game last night, but maybe more importantly, turned a couple of really good defensive plays.
You know, usually when we start talking about Iglesias, it's in game. We don't usually spend time on him at the top of the show because we're always talking about JD, we're talking about Cespedes, we're talking about Victor. But you can argue this guy has been one of the most valuable players on this team this year. You look at what he has done from an offensive standpoint, spraying the baseball all around the diamond, hitting nearly .330. He's a human highlight film at the shortstop position. But the play that he made last night, very encouraging for me. Dozier running down the line. Dozier could run. He backhands the ball. Runners are on second and third, so this would have been possibly 2 runs, and he throws Dozier out at first base. Those are kind of the things that go unnoticed, and some of the things that we take for granted when Iglesias is playing that shortstop position.
We have potentially as well a really good pitching matchup in this one here tonight. JV goes for the Tigers, trying to get it straightened out, and Irvin Santana comes back from the PED suspension.
Well, Verlander desperately needs a win here today. The Tigers have not won a game this year when Verlander has been on the mound, and he would love to go into the All-Star break with a very positive taste in his mouth. We've seen some flashes of brilliance with Verlander, but he has not been able to maintain those throughout the game. Therefore, he hasn't won yet this year. Irvin Santana was spectacular 5 days ago against his former team, the Kansas City Royals. He pitched 8 innings in that game. He punched out 8 and didn't walk very many. Lots of first pitch strikes. He didn't even throw 100 pitches in the 8 innings that he threw, so he was pretty good in his first outing of the season.
All right, we'll see what happens. Game 2 just minutes away. After a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios. Check in with Trevor Thompson. Last night, Tigers got off to a really good start in Game 1. Back here at Target Field as we get you set for a big 4-game series heading up to the All-Star break. And how do you like that? The Tigers have taken a 1-0 lead. Big hugs for David Price, who is outstanding again tonight. The Tigers have taken the lead 3-2. Cespedes on his way to second. He has himself a double and now a 2-run Tigers lead. Ghost is there, and the Tigers win Game 1 of this series. Off home run to start the ball game. We'll check out the Tigers starting lineup here tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. It'll be Kinsler, Cespedes, and Victor Martinez in the top 3 spots. JD is in right field, then Avila and Castellanos. Bottom 3 of Kraus, Ghost, and Iglesias, and right now Anthony with an 8-game hitting streak. The Tigers facing the right-handed offerings tonight of Irvin Santana.
Santana's got some good stuff. Coming back from an 80-game suspension for PEDs, he's made 1 start this year. That was against his former team, the Kansas City Royals. He went 8 innings in that game. He's got a fastball that will touch 96 here tonight. Average fastball 93, but he's got an outstanding, a legitimate swing and miss slider, and he's throwing more changeups these days. Tim Hortons will sponsor the defensive alignment of the Minnesota Twins this evening behind Santana. Hunter, Hicks, Rosario in the outfield. Santana didn't start the game last night, but he made 12 errors early. He has only made 1 miscue since the calendar turned to June.
We are ready for baseball tonight. The Tigers won the opener last night. They got a couple of runs in the 8th inning, snapping a tie. Ian Kinsler, a big part of it. His double broke a 2-2 tie in the 8th. Kinsler now has driven in 39 on the year, and he'll get things started tonight for the Tigers on another gorgeous night for baseball here in downtown Minneapolis. Irvin Santana ready to go to work, just his 2nd start. It'll be Kinsler, Cespedes, and Victor Martinez for the Tigers here in the 1st inning. Here's the first pitch of tonight's ball game. He popped him up. Left side of the infield. Santana to the grass, and 1 gone.
Irvin Santana, not very big in stature. He stands about 6 feet, and he weighs about 170 pounds. He was given the largest free agent contract ever given to a free agent by Terry Ryan, their general manager, in the offseason.
As you like to say, it doesn't appear he likes to use his meal money at all.
No, not at all.
He is a very slight build at 6'2".
And he's gotten a lot of meal money over the years.
Yes, he has.
He's made a real nice living in the big leagues.
Well, here is Yoenis Cespedes, who fell short of the final vote. He finished 3rd in the voting. That was just released a couple of hours ago. Mike Moustakas won that voting. First one to Cespedes is up and in, 1 ball to no strikes.
In 25 career games for Cespedes against the Minnesota Twins, his contact to damage ratio, well, it has simply been off the chain. They have had very difficult time of getting him out. He's driven in 28 in the batting average, well over 350.
Two 2-0 on Cespedes, 12 home runs this year, 47 driven in. Skies this one in the air to right center field. Hicks moving over, and a couple of fly ball outs, 2 gone. Well, here are the final vote winners. We talked about Moustakas, and Carlos Martinez, Rod, had a really good year with the Cardinals.
Well, I guess they're still voting in the state of Missouri. And that's where the Royals reside, and also the St. Louis Cardinals. But both guys having deserving all-star caliber years, Moustakas and Martinez. Congratulations to both.
Tigers very disappointed Cespedes didn't win, but the Twins are very disappointed Dozier didn't win. Both certainly deserving.
Still not too late. You never know. 1 or 2 more guys may get in before it's all said and done.
Victor Martinez looks at a strike 0-1. Yeah, it seems to happen that way every single season. There are late additions, late subtractions, injuries happen. Victor takes a ball outside, 1-1 on Martinez.
And there's that changeup that Santana has been throwing a lot of lately. Obviously, he's only pitched 1 game here, but he was throwing it a lot in spring training. He was throwing it in spring, and also 3 starts in AAA.
1-2 on Martinez.
Neil Allen, their new pitching coach here, came from the Tampa Bay Rays, and you know all about the Tampa Bay Rays young pitching staff. He was one of their minor league pitching instructors, and that team really did well for pitching. That's why the Minnesota Twins hired him away from Tampa.
And Allen has been known to really get his staff to throw more off-speed stuff, and when he came here to Minnesota, that was one of the things that he wanted his staff to do a little bit more of.
Yeah, you brought up a great point last night talking about Minnesota hurlers. They don't strike out a lot of people, but they do keep the guys off balance with a mixture of changeups, breaking balls, and well-located fastballs.
2-2 now on Martinez. Shift is on against Victor, who had his 6-game hitting streak snapped last night. The right-hander Pelfrey did a nice job against Victor and J.D. Martinez, the 3 and 4 hitters. They were held hitless. Now the 2-2. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's J.D. waiting on deck. Line to left field. He beat the shift. That'll be a base hit to left. Victor goes the other way, a 2-out single.
95-mile-per-hour fastball outside, thrown by Santana to a guy that's a career 300 batter, batting from the left side. I don't know what they thought he was going to do with that pitch.
That thing was kind of screaming, hit me to left field.
And Victor did just that.
So Martinez keeps it going for J.D. Martinez.
And they threw J.D. Martinez a lot of off-speed pitches last night.
J.D. with 24 home runs this year. Going forward, do you see that as a trend in the second half? More off-speed stuff to him?
I do see that until he starts to prove that he can hit it. He had a difficult time with it last night, and then Ervin Santana starts him off with a really good breaking ball to get ahead. Strike 1.
Martinez, a 9-game hitting streak, ended last night. And J.D. looks at a ball.
That's a real close pitch at 94. Ervin used to be a guy that was up in the 97, 98 mile-per-hour range with his fastball when he was a baby, pitching for the Angels out west. But he's really learned how to pitch. Good breaking ball, good changeup, well-located fastballs in the low 90s.
In the air to center field, Hicks is moving back. It'll be routine to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit by Victor Martinez. Will go to the bottom of the first. By Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And Verlander's numbers don't look pretty overall, but he has had a lot of success in this ballpark. That last note, 5-0 and 7 starts with a 247 earned run average. His fastball touched 97 in his last outing, but he was not able to finish off 6 innings just 5 days ago.
Here's the starting lineup for the Twins, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Dozier, Hunter, and Mauer at the top. Mauer, good success against JV. Sano, Bluefin, Rosario, bottom 3 of Hicks, Kurt Suzuki, Danny Santana. For the Minnesota Twins, Verlander set to go to work against Brian Dozier. And his first pitch is fouled straight back, 0-1.
Justin said that he did not struggle when he was in the windup against the Toronto Blue Jays in his last outing, but once he got into the stretch position. He started rushing his delivery, left some balls out over the plate, and they hit a couple homers against him.
Yeah, they were big ones. And in the end, 5 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs versus the Jays in his last start. Dozier with an uncomfortable swing, fouls it back. 0-2 on the Twins leadoff man. Tigers held him in check last night. He was 0 for 4. He had a walk, did score a run. He gets their offense going. He is on pace to score 123 runs this year. The 0-2. Drilled to right field on a line, but right at Martinez. One gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense presented by Bill Fox Chevrolet. And Martinez Iglesias, first-time All-Stars this year. Avila behind the plate, a career best 3.36 ERA when he has that catcher's gear on. So he does a very nice job, and he was missed when he was on the disabled list with that knee issue.
Torrey Hunter batting in the 2 slot in this one here tonight. Hunter batted 5th in last night's ball game. He looks at ball 1.
He has had 46 starts this year in that number 2 spot, hitting right in front of Joe Mauer. Torrey has done outstanding work batting second the last 3 or 4 years, a couple of years for the Angels, and of course those 2 years with Detroit.
The sky this one in the air to shallow right field. Kinsler going back. He's under it. And there are 2 gone. Couple of quick outs for Justin Verlander. A good start so far. And that'll bring up Joe Mauer. Mauer, compared to last year, is driving in a lot more runs. 42 right now. And he's on pace for nearly 80 compared to the 55 that he drove in last year.
He also has really good career numbers against Justin Verlander. And this was the old Verlander. This was the Verlander that was winning Cy Youngs and MVPs.
Ball 1 to Mauer. 1 for 4 last night for Joe. 6-game hitting streak. Here's how they play him defensively. Mauer slaps one down the left field line, but foul. Mauer actually hit one over the wall the opposite way for his last home run. He has 6 so far this season. Through July the 9th, you see that power numbers are up, so are the RBI numbers from last year. Pulled on the ground to second. It'll be an easy play there for Kinsler. And a good first inning for Justin Verlander. 1-2-3, go Twins. It'll be Alex Avila, Nick Castellanos, and Mark Krause for the Tigers. Facing Irving Santana. Santana gave up a single in the first. That was it. Irvin coming into this game 8-1 career against the Tigers. Had good numbers versus Detroit. Here's how they play Avila. They shift to the right side against Alex. And Avila takes ball one.
Not only did he have to serve the 80-game suspension for PED use, but the new bargaining agreement with Major League Baseball is not going to allow Santana to pitch in the postseason. If the Minnesota Twins are fortunate enough to get there, they will be without Irvin,
who clearly is an ace-type pitcher, and to have him not available for the postseason, if they do get there. A lot of baseball to be played. The 2-0. I'm still pretty stunned that we're talking about the Twins and postseason after the start they got off to.
I would agree with that. They were 1-6 and looked like they were on a fast track to win 100 games again, but then the clubhouse got loose. And Paul Molitor told the team to relax, forget about the first week of the season, and they've had some really nice stretches this year. Surprise team in baseball for me.
Santana missing, running the count to 3-1. Castellanos waiting on deck.
Said lose 100. I think I said win 100.
And it's in there for a strike. 3-2. So with 2 strikes in the count now, they'll move Plouffe over to the right side of second base. And the 3-2. He lost in ball 4. Leadoff man is on. We check in now with Mickey York.
Hey, Mario, remember last month Torrey Hunter got ejected from a game here? He went nuts. I mean, he absolutely lost his shirt. Literally. His shirt, his gear, anything he could take off, he was throwing on the field. It was an epic tirade, as if to say, I'm retiring at the end of the season. I don't care what anyone thinks. Well, today, when the Twins came out to batting practice, Anibal Sanchez and David Price were out there to greet Hunter, and they reenacted Torrey's tirade in a well-choreographed skit. Torrey was on the ground laughing. The entire Tigers clubhouse spilled out in the dugout. They enjoyed the show as well. Good-natured fun as Alex Avila comes into third base after a double there by Nick Castellanos. Says I do a little play-by-play. Sorry, Mario. But good-natured fun between the two. Happy to report that Price and Sanchez stopped before taking off their undergarments.
Yeah, we're very happy about that. There's no doubt. But you can tell that Hunter is embracing Victor Martinez after it was all over. Here's that whole scene again. It was something else.
Well, they had Torrey on the ground. He was a very valuable member to the team for a couple of years, and his teammates, they absolutely adore him.
Well, a double by Castellanos has given the Tigers a really good scoring chance here in the second. Mark Krause will step in. Krause in the ball game last night was 1 for 3, had a single late in the contest. And it's in there for a strike. 0-1. A lot of folks were asking after the game why Krause was not pinch run for. He eventually was thrown out at the plate on a play later in that inning, and Brad said that had he gotten to second base, he probably would have pinch run for him. The 0-1. The other consideration is if you take him out of the game, you really for the next couple of innings don't have anybody to play that position that has played a lot of first. You would have had to have gone with Marte or Romine. As it turned out, Romine would come on a pinch run. Decisions the manager has to make throughout the course of a game, and most of them scrutinized. Here's the 0-2. Krause as a Tiger now is 2 out of 7. You'll recall he homered in his first at bat as a Tiger back in Seattle. Former second-round pick of the Diamondbacks in 2009. That'll bounce in. Good block there by Suzuki to keep the runner at third base.
If you call for the breaking ball with a runner on third base, you've got one job, and that's to make sure you get your body in a position to keep the ball in front of you. And Suzuki, he did just that.
Two and two. Anthony Ghost waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped it into the glove for strike three. One gone.
We talk about the fact that Santana throws quite a few changeups these days. He does locate the fastball very well at about 92, 93, but this has been his go-to pitch since the beginning of the 2010 season. Nearly 40% of the pitches he has thrown have been that slider.
So as Santana tries to work himself out of this jam, here is Anthony Ghost, the number 8 hitter, enjoying an 8-game hitting streak right now, which is the longest of his career.
Ghost also has real good numbers this season against Twins pitching, just like a lot of his teammates.
Well, Ghost didn't like that call. A little crooked look for Adam Hammery. Anthony batting .281. Well, there you go. In 8 games, .469. Inside, 1-1. Two hits in last night's ball game for Ghost, including that big double in the 8th inning. And Santana missed again. Two and one on Ghost. Infield tight at the corners. They're also in a couple of steps up the middle as well. Three and one on Ghost.
Anthony Ghost should get himself a pretty good fastball to hit here on the 3-1 delivery from Santana. The Kansas City Royals, actually one of Santana's former teams, were in on the bidding in the offseason when he became a free agent, but the Minnesota Twins gave him a 4-year deal. Kansas City did not want to go that far with their deal, therefore now he wears the Twins uniform, but Kansas City had a lot of interest in bringing Irvin back.
Well, Terry Ryan was asked, why would you give a guy 32 years of age a 4-year deal? And his answer was simple. We needed to get him. And sometimes you have to go that extra year to get him.
He'd also been very durable. Very durable. Terry Ryan's a scout by nature. He's a general manager, and he's got a stopwatch up here, sitting up here watching the game.
We just got a piece of it to stay alive.
If you get to the ballpark early enough, Terry Ryan is still watching the opposing team take batting practice. Still watching his team take batting practice. I guess you would term him as an old school general manager.
3 and 2 on Ghost. The Tigers have a walk and a double in this inning. And he lost him. Ball 4. That will load the bases. 2 walks in the inning for Santana. Now Iglesias. Jose had a base hit in last night's ball game, and that helped set up a run for the Tigers in the 6th inning. He's batting .324.
Irvin Santana, even though he did have really good control in his first outing of the year, he did walk the 3 Kansas City Royals 5 days ago.
In for strike 1.
He's fearless with the breaking ball, especially with runners in scoring position.
Slow roller hit toward first. They're going to come home with it. They'll get the force there. For the second out of the inning, Mauer quickly came home to Suzuki.
Joe Mauer has acquitted himself very nicely over at the first base position, excuse me, and charging that ball, then throwing off the left foot, but accurately to get the out at home plate.
So that'll bring up Kinsler with the bases loaded. They forced Avila at home. Ian popped up on the game's first pitch. Tigers need a 2-out hit here in the second. And Kinsler looks at ball one.
And big day for Ian yesterday. A homer, a double, drove in 3 runs.
Well, the day off in the final game of the series against the Seattle Mariners really proved to help him quite a bit. Drilled to center field. Hicks is there, and Santana pitches out of the jam. Tigers leave him loaded, no runs, a couple of walks and a hit.
Miguel Sano, he came up to the big leagues about a week ago, had a 7-game hitting streak, and before David Price introduced him to the changeup last night. He missed all of last season with Tommy John surgery, but in 2013, Sano hit 35 home runs in 2 different stops. So he's a big-time prospect in the Minnesota Twins organization and in baseball.
And again, he's batting cleanup in the lineup. Sano was about to step out of the box, and Verlander delivered.
Well, you have to wait until the umpire gives you timeout if you're Sano and you're entertaining thoughts of calling timeout.
1 homer, 5 RBIs. The early goings of his big league career have the 7-game streak ended last night. Swing and a miss.
David Price has pitched some pretty big games for the Tigers since he's put on the uniform. Game 162 comes to mind, obviously, last year to get the Tigers into the postseason, man. But yesterday, I was really impressed with David because he was so sluggish early. But then he went on to pitch 8 innings in the game.
Another swing and a miss. We didn't think that probably was going to be the case. He had that breaker, that off-speed pitch working really well as that game went on.
He retired the last 10 in a row, which was tremendous. He has won each of his last 5 decisions.
Now the 1-2. Sano takes outside. 2-2 the count. Sano voted the 11th best Major League prospect by MajorLeagueBaseball.com. And early returns have been really good for him.
Baseball is in pretty good shape with all the really good young talent that has come to the big leagues this year.
Verlander has gone 3-2 against him.
Here's where Verlander shouldn't have an issue throwing an off-speed pitch here to Sano. Sano leaving double play is accustomed to getting fastballs in this particular situation. So a good breaking ball could get him a strikeout here.
Pulled on the ground left side, diving try, Castellanos. It's a little bleeder into left for a single.
Sano did get the breaking ball from Verlander, but it stayed up about 3 steps away from Castellanos. Castellanos not able to knock it down, and even if he knocks it down, it gets up. Sano is a big guy, but decent speed. Castellanos would not have been able to throw him out.
It'll bring up Trevor Plouffe. The Twins have their first base runner of the ball game. Plouffe looks at a strike 0-1. An RBI in last night's ball game for Plouffe. He's knocked in 45 this year. And over his last 6 games, hitting at a .364 clip. Sano scampers back in. Twins, prior to losing the game last night, had defeated the Orioles. They swept the Orioles in a 3-game series. They are 28-15 at home this year. They played some of their best baseball here at Target Field. Check to swing, and it's inside. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Plouffe. Verlander has been on a roll against these Twins. He has won 10 of his last 11 decisions against Minnesota. Two and 1. The deepest that Verlander has gone since coming off the disabled list was his second start against the Yankees. He won 6 2/3 in that game.
This is a big game for Justin. And arguably, you want to go into the All-Star break with a real nice taste in your mouth. The Tigers are still chasing the Twins in the standings, and he's had a lot of success against them in the past. It's a big game for him and for the Tigers.
Agreed. Against a team, as you mentioned, ahead of them in the standings, and even coming out of the All-Star break, Brad announced yesterday that it's going to be Sanchez, Price, and Verlander coming out of the break.
Minnesota has proven this year that they can beat a lot of teams in the major leagues, but they have not been good against Detroit. They've only beaten Detroit twice in 10 games this year.
Swing and a miss.
Ooh, nice breaking ball. Outstanding arm speed on that breaking ball. Plouffe saw 95 coming out of Verlander's hand, and he flipped it up there. Curveball ball style, and he hung it up there, but he swung right through it. Had him off balance.
Here is Eddie Rosario. A lot has been made about the prospects that the Twins have called up, Sano and Byron Buxton, but Rosario has acquitted himself pretty well. He's hit 4 home runs this year, all of them in this ballpark. .264 average. And Verlander stays away. 1 ball, no strikes. Rosario started the season down in Rochester. High fly ball, shallow right field. J.D. Martinez under it. 2 gone. Well, the Tigers, despite how well the Twins have been playing of late, have dominated this series.
In every phase of the game, whether it be the batting average, runs per game, Detroit has left the building 12 more times than the Minnesota Twins have. And the team ERAs are about a 3-run spread. So you add it all up, and you get the dominance that Detroit has had this season over Minnesota.
Here's Aaron Hicks, the center fielder, batting with 2 outs. Ball 1 to Hicks. He's back out there in center field with the injury to Byron Buxton, who suffered a sprained thumb. Hicks himself has been on the DL a bit this year with the forearm issue. Drives this one in the air to center field, where Anthony Gose is positioned, and that'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
Second inning after a walk to Avila and a double by Castellanos. Runners on second and third. Krause, he struck out. Walk to Gose. Iglesias, he grounds out. And then Kinsler makes it out to the center fielder Hicks to end the inning.
So Santana wiggled out of that jam. Here is Cespedes to begin things in the third. Yoenis, then Martinez, and Martinez. Ball high to Yoenis, who fly to center field in the first inning. 7-game streak right now for Cespedes. Yoenis this year, and we talked about all the doubles he's had, but really extra base hits period. He's had 40 extra base hits.
He's having a great year. It couldn't be at a better time for Yoenis. He's a free agent after this season.
2 balls, 1 strike. Well, in the American League, a guy wearing a Twins uniform leads the way with 47 of those. JD Cespedes on that list. Whistled back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Santana spent the year last season in the National League with Atlanta after 9 years in the American League. Won 14 games for the Braves. Drilled to center field. That's a base hit. So the Tigers have the leadoff man on.
We're going to make that our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. We told you it really doesn't matter who's on the mound when Cespedes is up there. He just usually has a really good at-bat against Twins pitching. He takes the first 2 pitches, one of which is a strike. He's trying to pick out exactly what he wants to hit against Santana. He has not seen him, obviously, this year. And then Yoenis finally gets a ball over the heart of the plate and drills it right back through the middle. He might just hit 300 this year for the first time in his big league career, Yoenis Cespedes.
It's starting to look like it. Came in at 293. Victor Martinez beat the shift in his first at bat and singled to left field.
And Victor, real smart hitter. In this particular count, 1 ball, no strikes. He will cheat for 1 fastball inside, and if he gets it, he'll turn on it.
Straight up defensively here. Two 2-0. Martinez came into this one batting just .211 from the left side. Left-handed obviously was an issue with the knee injury before he went on the disabled list.
I would not have known that if you wouldn't have said that. It seems like he's done so much better since coming off the DL.
Yeah, I didn't believe it until I looked it up.
His numbers must have been real low. Nice play down there.
Yeah, but if Vizquel still showing some dexterity down there to get out of the way.
Omar can still play in a pinch if he needed to.
And they'll chase Cespedes back. You know, really, until you see a guy play every day, I didn't realize that Cespedes was not as much of a base stealer as he really hasn't been. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I thought he would steal more bases. And Cespedes came in 3 out of 7. He runs the bases well. And runs well in the outfield, just not a base stealer. That's driven in the air to right field and hit well. That ball is up, and that ball is gone. It's a home run for Victor Martinez.
Told you that Victor likes to cheat on fastballs and fastball counts. What he does is he simply opens up the front side, which gets the barrel of the bat over the heart of the plate. And when he makes contact, no issue hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Tigers have now homered 16 times this year alone against Twins pitching.
4th of the year for Victor Martinez.
It's a 2-1 pitch. He tries to get it inside to Victor. You can see the hips open up. And Victor was looking to pull it. He went down, and it was in his happy zone for a 2-run homer.
J.D. Martinez, the batter. Fastball that time at 95 stayed up. Pretty good numbers since coming off the disabled list, I would say. 3 homers, 14 RBIs in 20 ball games since coming off the DL. Good pitch there on the outer edge. 1-2 on J.D. Martinez, who fly to center. And sails outside, 2-2. Justin Verlander with an early lead in this one, courtesy of the 2-run shot by Victor. And the 2-2. JD goes down. Second strikeout for Santana. Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live following the game. We'll select our Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by the McDonald's Big Mac and 10-piece McNuggets. Victor off to a good start in that race. Here is Avila, who had a base on balls in the second. There is strike 1. Avila has hit safely in 8 of his last 11 ball games. Pretty much has returned to the lineup now off the disabled list and taking the reps behind home plate. Avila now has 19 walks in 28 games this year. Here is Santana's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Avila, and 2 strikeouts in this inning. Well, coming into tonight, Since June 25th, the Tigers with the most hits, 159. And I guess more amazingly is the fact that the Tigers have done really well offensively without Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, they have. They have been swinging the bats very well. But I'd love to have the big fella back all day, every day.
Drill to right center field. That'll get down, a base hit. And Castellanos has suddenly become red hot. 2 more hits tonight for Nick.
And he's hitting the ball all over the ballpark. His first time up, he laced a double down in the left field corner. This time, he takes a ball that is down. It's a good breaking ball. It's off the plate outside. He simply flips it into center field. High leg kick, gets it down, rotates the hips. Damage done. It's amazing that he went from as poorly as he was there for about 2 weeks to as hot as he's been lately.
So much so that Brad sat him down for a few games, and well, he's come back in a vengeance. There's a bouncing ball left side of the backhand there. Blue throws him out 2 in the end. However, Victor gets it done. 2-run shot off Santana, and Verlander has a lead. To by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Chrysler, enjoy your summer in style with great deals at the Chrysler Summer Clearance Event. And by Johnsonville Smoked Brats. Johnsonville sausage is all we do. Tigers have a 2-0 lead on the home run by Victor Martinez as we go to the bottom of the 3rd here in Minnesota.
Very important inning here for Verlander. Your team has just staked you to a 2-run lead. You must not let this crowd get back into the game by you allowing the Minnesota Twins to score a run here in the 3rd.
Kurt Suzuki leads it off. And Danny Santana and Brian Dozier.
Suzuki was an all-star last year and batting just .229 this season with 3 homers and 23 driven in. A veteran catcher.
That's in for a strike. Kurt Suzuki was 1 for 3 last night. He was going through it in the month of June. Had a stretch in which he was 0 for 20. That's why the average is in the low 200s coming in. That'll straighten him up. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And Verlander has tried to pitch aggressively inside to a lot of the right-handed batters here this evening, but he missed with most of the pitches that he has gone in there with.
Pulled on the ground and through. That's going to be a base hit for Kurt Suzuki. Game break time. Here is Justin White. All right, Justin, thanks. The Indians came in winning 7 of their last 10. They've won 3 in a row.
With that pitching staff, they can get on a hot streak. And they have got a really nice starting rotation. Santana likes to bunt a lot. 4 bunt base hits this year. You always have to be aware of that.
He showed it, but pulled it back. Castellanos was ready for it on the grass at third. Santana batting .214. Yet when you look at his career numbers against the Tigers, .333. Pretty good sampling size as well. And again, back to first he goes. Suzuki leading it off with a single here in the third. Justin, over the years, has been really good here at Target Field. 5-0 with a 2.47 ERA. Bouncing ball slowly right side. Krause, nice pick, throws to second one, relay to first, not in time. Fielder's choice, 1 out.
It's a nice play here by Krause. And one of the things that you want to do as a first baseman, once you get there, you want to make sure you give an accurate throw to the shortstop, because you know you're not going to be able to get back to the bag. Verlander will be there. So many times we see first basemen, even at this level, they're thinking about throwing the ball to second and getting back to the bag, and that's when you make a bad throw. Nice throw there by Krause.
Top of the order now. Here's Brian Dozier for the Twins. Lined out to right field his first time up. He is 0 for 1, now 0 for 5 in the series.
Santana has only stolen 5 bases this year, and he's been caught 4 times. But his skill set on the base pass are a lot better than that. He's just not had a good year.
Tiger catchers have done good work. McCann 44%, almost 45%. Avila 30%. Runner goes, spun his wheels. Avila's throw is not in time. Stolen base for Santana.
Real nice exchange here by Avila. Really good footwork, but the throw was high, and that allowed the left arm of Danny Santana to get in there safely before the tag was applied by Ian.
Santana now in scoring position, his 6th stolen base. Ball outside to Dozier.
Santana will steal third base if you forget about him. He is 4 of 5 in his career in steals of third. And with Dozier being a dead pull hitter, Ian Kinsler is the one that has to keep Santana close at second base, which would allow Iglesias and Castellanos on the left side of the infield to make a play.
Two and one.
Well, only 5 hits the opposite way this year for Dozier. But it really hasn't affected his overall success this year. But once he starts to adopt the theory of taking a base hit to right field every now and then, he'll be a 300 hitter in this league.
Yeah, really the only stat that has not been as good as the others is the batting average. 257 coming in.
And whenever you go up against Dozier, that's your game plan for the 4 at-bats that he goes up against you. Make him hit the ball to right field. He might get a base hit in that direction, but he usually does not hit doubles or home runs to right field.
Now the 2-2 outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Torrey Hunter waiting on deck.
Here's where Verlander admitted that he struggled in his last outing against Toronto in the stretch. He was way too quick in his delivery, therefore the front side was opening up, which was causing the arm to lag, and the fastballs that he was throwing were just flat and out over the heart of the plate.
Dozier takes strike 3 on the outside corner. Down he goes, and a big strikeout for Verlander.
How about that piece of cheese at 97? This might be the best fastball Verlander has thrown this year. You add in the velocity, you add in the hitter, and then you take the location. 97. He didn't rush that delivery.
Huge strikeout. Here is Torrey Hunter. Second punch out of the ball game now for JV. Torrey popped up in his only at bat. Swing and a miss.
Nice breaking ball. Slider at 87. When you've got 97 with your fastball, and then you can throw the next pitch at 87, and really there's no difference in the arm speed that you're featuring, you're going to get a lot of big league hitters fooled and out in front of that pitch.
And there is strike 0-2. Verlander followed that up with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
You might as well climb the ladder with one at about 96 and see if you can get Mr. Hunter to swing through it.
Did he go? Yes, he struck him out. He was called by the home plate umpire, Adam Hammery, and Torrey can't believe it. He's been called out on strikes, and Verlander picks up a couple of punch-outs in this inning. 3 for the ball game. First Dozier, and then Hunter. Still 2-0 Detroit. Got Torrey Hunter, and so it stays a 2-0 game. Meanwhile, Santana goes back to the hill. It'll be Ghosts, Iglesias, and Kinsler. Tigers trying to build on a 2-0 lead here in the fourth. And Santana throws a strike 0-1. Ghosts had a base on balls in that first at bat. The Tigers loaded the bases in the second, but could not score. 1-1 on Ghosts. Anthony enjoying a career high 8-game hitting streak. Pulls that one on the ground and through. A base hit. He's on base for the second time in this game. I'm Jim Grant. Detroit brings you the scouting report on the largest improvement in starters ERA. It's going to go to the Minnesota Twins, and we've talked about how they have been so improved in terms of what the starters have been able to do.
They throw a lot of strikes, and they do not beat themselves with the base on balls. They pitch very well in this particular ballpark, and they're pitching with a lot of confidence these days under their new pitching coach, Neil Allen.
Here's Jose Iglesias with the leadoff man on.
Make that a 9-game hitting streak now for Ghosts.
Drilled in the air down the left field line. That ball is hooking toward the corner. And it's going to go foul.
Didn't Iglesias hit his only home run of the year in this particular ballpark?
Did he?
I believe so. Earlier this season, I think he hit a home run here.
I know he nearly had a cycle against the Minnesota Twins earlier this year. Fell a double shy of that. Ghosts will be chased back.
Indeed, Iglesias did homer right here at Target Field on April 27th.
Of all ballparks. Not exactly a home run haven here. Another throw. That one was closer. Really close.
"13 steals for Ghosts. He's been caught 6 times.
Fourth best average in the American League coming into play at .324.
Very valuable member to the Tigers team. We talk about Cespedes, obviously we talk about Miggy, Price, JD, but for the position that Iglesias plays and what he's done offensively this year, you can argue that he has been as valuable as any of them. He takes away a lot of runs, as he did in last night's game, taking a base hit away from Dozier, which would have ended up being 2 RBIs.
Well, and he's also been pretty durable. I mean, he's gone out there. He's been given some days off by Brad Ausmus, but a very demanding position after coming off an entire missed season with stress fractures in both shins. Santana again goes back to first base, and again Ghosts dives in safely.
Urban really doing a nice job of holding the baseball on the mound after he's come to that set position. And you've got the pitter-pattering feet of Anthony Ghosts over at first base, which can't time him.
There he goes, and is fouled back out of play.
Here's the home run on April 27th. It came against the left-hander Tommy Malone.
Good memory.
And he's been wearing out Twins pitching all year, Jose. Came in 14 for 33. Yeah, I got a pretty good memory, buddy, when it comes to this
baseball?
This baseball stuff.
Yeah.
But my wife will tell you any other subject, I've got no memory at all. Can't remember anything.
How is your memory when it comes to doing chores around the house?
I'm not bad at that.
Yeah?
I'm not bad at doing the chores. I wash a dish or two.
Yeah, I'm sure you have a dishwasher.
No, but I wash dishes.
Yeah.
I left home at 17 years old as a high school senior and graduated and went to Florida. So, I mean, you had to learn how to do your own laundry. You had to learn a lot, man, at age 17.
Yeah, if you want to survive, you do.
Left California and went to Sarasota, Florida.
Look at Miguel Cabrera tweeting, let Ghost run. And Ghost.
You have to love Miggy.
He actually wrote it in Spanish. We had to translate it.
We miss you, big fella. Miggy might get his wish.
Safe again.
He has such a huge lead, but yet Santana is giving him his best move, and he hasn't been able to pick him off yet. But look at the lead, though. That's a huge lead.
Whoa. It's a moving lead.
It's going to be impossible for Suzuki to throw him out if he gets that kind of lead and jump.
And this is why Santana is making such an issue of trying to do the best he can to keep Ghost close. Quick pitch that time, and he missed outside. 1-2. Santana spent 8 years with the Angels, was 96 and 80 over 8 seasons with them. Made one All-Star team as a halo. Goes clearly dividing the attention of Irvin Santana. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Here comes the throw down to second. Tag. Safe. So Iglesias is out. I don't know if Suzuki wanted some interference there.
That's what Paul Molitor is asking. He's asking Suzuki, but I don't think there was any intent there by Iglesias. He does fall in front of the plate, but he's well out in front of home plate, which meant that there was no contact between Suzuki and Iglesias.
It's pretty close, though, because Iglesias ended up in front of Suzuki, but he got the ball rid of it, I think, before. So put him in scoring position. Another strikeout for Santana. 14th steal this year for Ghost. He came in 8th in the American League in that category.
And Tigers should know by now that every time there is a runner in scoring position, Santana goes to that breaking ball.
Bernstein advantage brings you the pitcher batter matchup between these two. Kinsler 339 against Santana. Royals tonight are winding up the first half of the series against Toronto, and they are being delayed by rain in KC. Kinsler fly ball and a pop-up. He is 0 for 2. He had a nice night last night, 2 out of 4 with 3 RBIs. The 2-0 pitch is ball 3. Santana did not give in on 2-0, but he's fallen behind 3-0. Cespedes lurking on deck. And he walked him. A lot of base runners for the Tigers early in this game. Well, it's time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag DetroitDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. So now Cespedes, who is 1 for 2. The Yoenis batting .295, singled and scored ahead of the home run by Victor Martinez. Drilled center field, hit well. That ball might go, and it is out of here. It's a 3-run homer for Yoenis Cespedes, and the Tigers have blown this one open. Number 13 for Cespedes.
Yoenis Cespedes has the slightly open stance when standing in the batter's box and was looking for a fastball inside. He got that fastball inside and did a lot of damage with it. And this is where the majority of his home runs have gone this year, from center field over to the left field line. What a year he is having. He's an all-star in my book.
Yep. And Moustakas may have won the final vote, but it's Cespedes for the rest of us. It's a ball hit back up the middle on the backhand play. Victor is out. 2 gone now. 5-0 in favor of the Tigers. Ian Kroll apparently caught this ball in the bullpen. There you go. With his hat, no less. Nobody seems impressed by the catch, though. 5 runs on 7 hits now for Detroit. JD is 0 for 2, now 0 for 6 in the series. Santana had a nice start in his first one off the suspended list against KC, but the Tigers are beating up on him here tonight. A 2-run third and a 3-run fourth.
Really just a continuation of what the Tigers have done all year against Twins pitching. The Tigers came into the game tonight in 10 games batting .320 against Minnesota's pitching.
Cespedes has jumped his RBI total to 50 now with that home run. Bouncing ball foul down the third base line. Now JD waits on a 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers continue to pound the baseball in the absence of Miguel Cabrera. And Brett also was said before the game today, sometimes if you're struggling, you stare at that star in the middle of your lineup waiting for him to do something. Well, now that he's not here, the guys have learned they need to pick it up a little bit, and they certainly have done that. Cespedes, Martinez, both of them. Castellanos has stepped up his game.
Ghost has been performing well.
Cespedes, your prayers have been answered.
Yeah, they have. Keep on praying, brother. It's good for you.
Drilled to right field. That ball is hit well. This one has a chance. And Martinez has gone the other way. Home run for J.D. Martinez. That was a bomb.
His power is just absolutely scary. And he was out in front of this particular pitch. His body was out in front. He was on the front foot early, but he kept the hands back. And when he made some contact over the Overtown scoreboard to right center field, that's a breaking ball that's down. Look how he's in front of that.
25 long balls now for J.D. Martinez. Pujols has 26 to lead the American League. 6-0 Tigers.
It's curly fries night, right?
It is. Victor, JD, and Yoenis. Here's Avila. Fouled off 0-1. Alex Iwaka a strikeout. I know this is only the second start for Santana of the season, but they are doing some pretty good work here against a pretty good pitcher. J.R. Graham warming up. Ball low. 1-1 on Avila. Tigers now have 8 hits. Here's your home run duo in this inning. Avila swings right through it. This is the 7th man at bat in the inning. It all started with a single by Anthony Gose. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. They'll end the inning, but it's a big inning for the Tigers. 2 home run balls. Cespedes, a 3-run shot. That's in the bullpen. JD goes the other way. Mammoth power to right.
Was the fact that he can drive the ball the other way as well as most left-handed power hitters can do. 10 times already this year he has homered to right field, 7 times to straightaway center field. He has not pulled that many, so that's an indication of a guy that really trusts the hands and not afraid to take what you give him.
Well, the Tigers have taken a 6-0 lead now. Justin Verlander goes back to the hill as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Joe Mauer leads it off for the Minnesota Twins. And Mauer takes ball 1.
A lot of life on the fastball for Verlander in the bottom half of the 3rd. He threw one at 97 to get a strikeout. And he threw several fastballs in the 94-95 mile-per-hour range.
Mauer, Sano, and Plouffe. On the outer edge, 1-1. They got Mauer to roll over to the second baseman in his first at bat.
Yeah, threw him a slow breaking ball to get him to roll over.
And he takes another on the outer edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Joe Mauer. 42 RBIs before the All-Star break is the most he has had since, well, you got to go back to the 2006 season. The old Metrodome days. JB steps off.
He and Alex couldn't decide on which pitch that they wanted to throw.
Missed it off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Joe Mauer. Miguel Sano on deck. Here's the 2-2. Drilled toward the gap in left center field. Cespedes on the run, makes the catch. Cespedes can cover some ground out there in the outfield.
Good baseball player. He can do everything on the field. He's got good speed. He's got a good arm. He's hitting for average. Tons of power. And plays a really nice left field as well. Off at the crack of the bat. And taking a double away from Mauer.
A little snow cone action too. And not much. JV liked it. That ball was slicing towards Cespedes. He made that running play. Here's Sano. Singled in the second to start things off. Sano picked up his first hit of the series.
Had a rough night last night. Struck out 3 times against Price. And David Price introduced him to a big league changeup from a left-hander.
David Price made it a rough night for most guys last night. Pitching the Tigers to a win in game 1 of the series. Now Verlander enjoying a 6-0 lead tonight.
Jeff Jones was huge in last night's game. David was really struggling in the first 2 innings. A lot of base runners. Jeff Jones made a visit out there in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. And he got his mechanics back in order. And David did not look back the rest of the game.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Sano is only 22 years old. He hit 105 home runs in the minor leagues in 5 years. Signed as a 16-year-old, the Dominican Republic. Just got a piece of that one, staying alive. Sano admitted life in the Dominican Republic growing up was tough for him. He grew up basically in poverty, but his baseball skills allowed him to find a way out. Signed by the Twins and has gone to the big leagues now. Time called as Verlander started the windup.
And now he has an opportunity to provide a much better life. And for his family that is still in Dominican.
Up and in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he lost it, ball 4. Sano on base for the 2nd time.
Well, worth looking at David Price from last night. He got off to a very sluggish start. As a matter of fact, 4 runners were stranded early in the game. But then he kind of found it after a visit by the pitching coach, Jeff Jones. Threw tons of ground balls. First pitch strikes got better. Went on to retire the last 10 Minnesota Twins in order before getting handshakes.
Ball 1 to Trevor Plouffe. Verlander struck him out in the first inning. 1 of 3 for Justin tonight. He has just walked his first batter. Pulled on the ground to third. Castellanos to second. There's 1 and a double play. Sharply hit ball turns into a 5-4-3 to end the inning. Cespedes fine running plane left. Done everything tonight. Official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Well, it's 6-0 in favor of the Tigers as we go to the 5th inning here in Minneapolis. Game 2 of the series. Another spectacular day for baseball here in Minneapolis. Irvin Santana is done for the evening. A very short evening for Mr. Santana, lasted just 4 innings. So Wallside Windows pitching change brings in J.R. Graham.
In 24th game this year for Graham, pitching 38 innings so far, 3.08 ERA. He's done pretty nice work. He's a Rule 5 drafted player, which means they have to keep him in the major leagues all year.
So Graham will face Nick Castellanos. He'll begin things here in the 5th inning, and Castellanos fouling it back out of play. Another 2-hit game for Nick now, single and a double in this one. And Rod, as you have watched him kind of bust out of his slump, is there anything that sticks with you in terms of why he's doing it?
Getting more pitches to hit, not leaving the strike zone as frequently as he was when he was struggling. And confidence obviously plays in a huge part of that. And I think Brad Ausmus did a really nice job when he sat him down for 3 days in a row. He made him go sit down and think about it.
Kind of like a timeout.
Exactly what it was.
You go sit down and think about it, young man.
Sit in the corner next to me.
Here's the 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Nick. Mark Krause to follow, and then Anthony Gose. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. 1 gone. Hey, tomorrow the Tigers are right back here in Minnesota to take on the Twins. It's a game you can only see on Fox Sports 1 beginning at 4 Eastern. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern, it's baseball night in America. The Yankees take on the Red Sox on your local Fox station. It starts tomorrow on your home for baseball every Saturday, Fox and Fox Sports 1. Here's Mark Krause.
Graham's got a good fastball. He'll top out at about 95. Also a decent changeup. Slider and a splitter as well, but they love his fastball.
Krause a strikeout in the 2nd against Santana.
97.
Rushed that one up there.
He is probably the hardest thrower on the Minnesota Twins staff.
Career minor league ERA of 3.37. Double-A last year. Ball high. A Rule 5 selection from Atlanta in December, so he needs to stay in the organization at the big league level for them to keep him, and he's done okay.
Well, they want to keep this arm in their organization for a long time.
Fouled straight back. Krause is 1-for-5 in the series. Got a little deep at second base. Dozier's on the grass, cutting down that angle. Krause rolls a foul. Krause had been let go by the Rays, was sitting at home, got the call from the Tigers, was ecstatic that someone had given him another opportunity. So they rushed him to Seattle. Now the 1-2. He'll get back out of play again. They say over and over this game is all about opportunities, and Krause is getting one here to stick with his ball club for a little bit. I think he's shown that he could play a pretty good first base. Haven't seen him a whole lot down there, but he's made a nice play tonight.
Well, he knows that at some point in time Miguel is going to come back, and when Miggy's healthy, no one else plays first base, but you can also audition for other teams. You might get your spot on the bench because you've got some power. You never know what can happen.
Down he goes via the strikeout. Good breaking ball here.
97 with the fastball out of the hand of Graham. And then that fastball, that last slider stayed on the same plane as the fastball to the last 5 feet, and Krause swung right over the top of it.
Wow, he's gone 7 already above 95 or 95 plus. Strike called on Ghost. Anthony, a single and a walk. He has also scored a run. Right at the knees, 0-2.
Good pitch.
And the 0-2. Graham played his college ball at Santa Clara University. He's from Livermore, California. Ball high. He went in the 4th round out of college, the highest drafted player out of Santa Clara University. Looking for the 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. Tigers have a 6-0 lead. Slap foul. The Tigers, with their restructured lineup, have had Ghost hitting a lot lower. He was leading off most of the first half, but Anthony now has kind of settled into that 8th spot. And I would imagine as long as the Tigers keep performing like they are offensively, this lineup right here is probably going to be pretty set.
And Anthony's also performing much better in the 8th spot than he was when he was leading off.
Two and two. Iglesias waiting on deck. He'll bat if Ghost could reach. a swing and a miss. Ghosts upset with himself. Down he goes. Grant, he strikes out of sight. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
Against Irvin Santana, their starter, Victor Martinez with a 2-run home run. Then it's Yoenis Cespedes. He hit a 3-run home run, then a solo shot by J.D. Martinez, his 25th of the year. 18 home runs this year the Tigers have hit in 11 games against Twins pitching.
6 runs on 8 hits tonight in support of Justin Verlander. Eddie Rosario will lead it off for the Twins. And it's in there for a strike on Rosario. He's followed by Hicks and then Suzuki. Fly ball to right, his first at bat. There's a ball outside. Rosario, a native of Puerto Rico, so he was eligible for the draft. He was drafted in the 4th round back in 2010. Players that hail from Dominican or Venezuela, they must be signed as free agents. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Rosario is only 23 years old, had a pretty good month in June, and Paul Molitor was impressed at how level-headed this kid has been. He's not been intimidated by the big league scene. 25 hits in the month of June when the Twins as a team were struggling a bit. Slapped the other way and back out of play. 2-2 on Rosario. Hicks waiting on deck. High fly ball. It's in the shallow center field for Ghosts. And Rosario is 0 for 2.
Here's our high-speed pitch, and it is brought to you by Xfinity. And Justin Verlander has touched 97 in this game. Most of his fastballs have gone anywhere from 92 to 94 miles an hour with a little movement.
97 is about as hard as he's thrown all year.
Oh, that pitch that he struck Dozier out with is one of the best pitches for me. He's thrown all season. 97 on the black.
That's in the air to shallow left. Iglesias backpedaling. Hicks is out, 2 gone. Cespedes gives him a shove in the back. That was my ball. Well, David Price is at it again, apparently.
Unwinding another baseball.
Yeah, that seems to be one of his hobbies.
He's got a lot of nervous energy in the dugout. He cannot be still. He's always doing something.
Here is Suzuki. Yet when you watch him pitch on the mound, there's no nervous energy at all.
Nope.
He is cool and calm. Single by Suzuki in the 3rd. He is 1 for 1. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He almost looks like a guy that has spent some time putting baseballs together. Here's the 1-1. Suzuki takes outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kurt came in batting .344 over his last 9 in this ballpark. A couple of hits in the series already from the bottom part of the Twins lineup. And the 2-1. Santana lurking on deck. He'll bat with 2 outs if Suzuki can reach. Verlander down with the 2-2. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers scored first in this game. 2-run shot by Victor Martinez in the 3rd. Cespedes 3-run homer. JD solo homer. Those came in the 4th. And another pop-up left side of the infield. Iglesias waiting. 1-2-3 inning for JB. And it'll be Iglesias to get things rolling when we go to the 6th. Trying to win the first 2 in this series. How about some news and notes from around the major leagues? Boy, Zach Greinke, has there been anybody better?
No, there really hasn't. I was thinking just what you just said. He is in line to start the All-Star game this year. There's nobody better in the National League right now.
Got himself a 1.39 ERA. Fernandez looks like he's coming back nicely.
He's never lost at Marlins Park. 14-0 with a 1.17 ERA in 22 starts.
If you haven't heard by now, Mike Moustakas and Carlos Martinez were the winners in the final vote for the All-Star game, which is going to be played on Tuesday night in Cincinnati on Fox.
Zach Greinke can opt out of his current contract with the Dodgers after this season's over, so that makes the free agent pool very, very heavy in the American League. Well, in baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
A lot of good free agents out there this year.
Iglesias leading it off. Jose is 0 for 2. Struck out in his last at bat. Graham came on in the 5th inning, struck out the side. Taking over for the starter Santana, who was rocked in this game.
Tigers really had not had a whole lot of success against Irvin Santana.
No.
In their careers.
Nice short hop play at third by Plouffe. A nice dig out by Mauer. 1 out in the 6th. Saturday, July 18th, the Tigers take on the Orioles at 7:08. Fans are invited to stay in for the game for a fireworks spectacular. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
They've got fireworks here tonight, don't they?
They do. Looking forward to it.
No, I'm looking forward to doing our hit at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And then hit the exits.
You're not going to stick around?
Nope.
That's in the air to right center field. Going to drop base hit, maybe more. It's going to go to the warning track. Kinsler will go to second with a double. 1 out, 2 base hit for Ian.
And good swing by Kinsler. Hanging breaking ball thrown by Graham right over the heart of the plate. Ian did not try to do too much with it. Hit the ball to right field. He's been having a lot more success hitting the ball in that direction the last couple of weeks.
Cespedes has had a big night. Single, 3-run homer, 2 runs scored. Bender drops in for a strike. Menards brings you the big money encounter. How about these 3 guys in this ballpark?
Well, they playing like they're at the house, like it's a home game.
Big numbers, all 3 of them. And all 3 of them have had an impact on this game tonight. There's a strike on the outer edge. 0-2. We're talking about some of those free agent pitchers available in the offseason. There really are quite a few of them. We got Price and Lincecum and Pfister.
Samardzija.
So yes, Samardzija. Kazmir. Gallardo.
Possible Greinke.
Mike Leake's a free agent too.
Yep.
Didn't realize that. The Cincinnati Reds.
He did not spend 1 day in the minors league. Therefore, his 6 years have snuck up on everybody.
Ouch! Right up the knee. Tigers got a little bit fortunate that game. It was rained out in Cincinnati. Leake was supposed to start that game.
Johnny Cueto, did you mention him? Free agent?
I mentioned Cueto.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and miss. Down to a knee goes Cespedes. And now 4 strikeouts for J.R. Graham.
Well, you can see why they're so high on him. You can see why they drafted him, and you can see why they've kept him in the big leagues all year. Even though Minnesota's challenging for a position in the postseason. Usually teams that are challenging for a position, a postseason position, they don't usually carry Rule 5 players.
Right. Here's look good tonight. Graham now will face Victor Martinez, who has had a multi-hit game, single, and a 2-run homer.
With Yoenis Cespedes getting to the 50 RBI mark, the Tigers now share with the Toronto Blue Jays 3 players with 50 or more RBIs. Miggy, JD, Cespedes. Of course, they had Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion.
Oh, 2.
Not too shabby. 50 RBIs at the break.
No, it really isn't. It's just shy of 100 if you were to project it out for the course of the year, because we are a little bit over the halfway point of the season. But that is awfully good. Oh, 2 on Victor. Another foul. Tigers have themselves a 6-0 lead here in Minneapolis. We're at Target Field. Happy you're with us tonight as we march toward the All-Star break. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, Joe Nicola is our producer, Brian Moss our director. Justin Verlander is the starter tonight for the Tigers, and he's given up 2 hits. That's it. One and 2 on Martinez. Tigers trying to do something about the Kinsler double. It appears that Royals Toronto game still being delayed by rain in KC tonight. And the 1-2. Bouncing ball right side on the backhand Bauer. Graham will cover for the out, and that is it. So the double is wasted. We go to the bottom of the 6th. JD back to the mound.
Hits to the Minnesota Twins. He's kept the ball out of the middle of the plate. Fastball's gotten all the way up to 97 miles an hour. He's also gone inside quite a bit to the right-handers to open up the outside corner. So far, so good for Justin. Final start before the All-Star break.
And the 2 hits that he's allowed are just both singles. That's it. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and he'll go back to work. Danny Santana leads it off. Santana reaching out a fielder's choice and stealing a bag. Will be followed by Dozier and then Hunter. 6-9-0 for the Tigers. 0-2-0 for Minnesota. The count on Santana. Danny had a pretty good year last year. 128 hits as a rookie. Just got called back up to the big leagues this year in June. Here's the 2-0. Now the 2-1 pitch. Another pop-up. This one sailing down the left field line. Long run for Iglesias. Cespedes gets there, and it's Yoenis with the catch.
A lot of flyouts today off the Twins bats.
1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Hit in the air.
And that time Iggy allowed Cespedes to make the play.
There you go, 9 fly ball outs. It is 9 of 10 now retired by Verlander.
And the pitch count for Verlander is in outstanding shape. He's only thrown 69 pitches.
Dozier has pretty much been a non-factor so far in the series. He is 0 for 6. Although he does have a walk. .255 batting average. One ball, one strike.
We'll see if Verlander challenges Dozier with the fastball here in a predictable fastball count. There's no doubt Dozier will be looking for it. He didn't give in to him.
Dozier just barely got a piece of it.
See, this is what separates great hitters from guys that are just good hitters. He's looking for a fastball, but yet still takes a swing that looks that awkward in a pitch where he's ahead in the count. Should have just taken that pitch.
Here's the 2-2. Little foul. Dozier has 47 extra base hits. I told you earlier, the most in the American League. He was hopeful of making the All-Star game. They had the Vote Dozier campaign going on here in Minneapolis. Didn't make it though. Moustakas won that voting. Swing and a miss, and Verlander strikes him out. 2 gone. Game break now. Here is Justin White. All right, Justin, thank you. The Tribe, well, they're charging now. Trying to win their 4th straight. Here's Torrey Hunter with 2 outs. Torrey is 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out in his last at bat. Justin has 4 strikeouts in this game, and really kind of a continuation of what he has done in this ballpark. For whatever reason, he feels really comfortable here. 5-0 with a 2.47 in target field. And when you look at the strikeouts in Tigers history, only Mickey Lolich and Jack Morris have more. Verlander is third on that list. Here's the 1-1. Just popped up, headed back to the seats. Will it get there? Yes, back out of play. Krause looked like he was getting under that ball. I don't think he ever saw it.
He did.
Here's Krause.
Not even close to it.
I got it. I got it.
Maybe not.
Except it's like 40 feet from me. Here's a 1-2. Torrey Hunter, 40 years old next week, and he's amassed over 2,400 hits in his career.
Keeps his body in great shape. Not many 39-year-olds play with the same kind of intensity and have the same kind of success that Torrey's enjoying this season.
They also say that, and this is why the Twins wanted him back, to mentor the young players. They say he's just been fabulous with Byron Buxton.
Changed the culture.
In fact, when Buxton came up, they put his locker right next to Torrey's, and there was obviously strategy behind that. Mentor and mentee. Again popped up. Again Krause going over. This time back out of play, no chance.
Torrey has said that when he first got to the big leagues, he was mentored by guys like Dave Winfield, Kirby Puckett, that took him under their wings and kind of showed him what big league life was all about. And he, like many other players, they just kind of pass it along to the young kids when they come up, what they learn.
Two balls, two strikes on Torrey. Joe Mauer waiting on deck. Verlander in search of a 1-2-3 sixth. Only 2 hits tonight for the Minnesota Twins. 6-0 Tigers. Hunter steps out. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Hunter is gone, and so are the Twins. 5 strikeouts for JV. We'll go to the 7th, and JD Martinez will lead things off for the Tigers. JD Martinez. fourth inning going the other way with authority. And for JD, it was home run number 25, which puts him right behind Pujols. Here are the ranks since June 7th for JD. Awfully good. Graham is back out there for his third inning of work.
And just about every fastball that Graham has thrown have been clocked at 95 miles an hour and above. And the ball is coming out of his hand very nicely this evening.
Here's the 0-1.
Ooh, that's a nice recipe for success.
8 for 8. Avila and Castellanos to follow. Ball outside. Two and two on JD Martinez. Lifted in the air toward right. Going toward the foul line. Mauer charging, but can't quite get there. Two balls, two strikes on JD. He's safely down 10 of his last 11. Bouncing ball left side. Scooped up by Plouffe. And he is out at first base. Ooh, I don't know about that. JD thought he was safe. Nice pick at first base by Mauer. See if the Tigers want to take a look at this.
Yeah, JD most definitely was smelling that knock.
Awfully close. Right now, Brad trying to decide.
Well, you can see why JD thought he was safe.
Thumbs up or thumbs down? Foot right there. I don't know. You're going to give it a shot. Tigers are going to challenge this.
I think this might be a courtesy challenge here.
Yeah, I think
for JD.
That's what Brad has said. You know, the score is 6-0, which is certainly not insurmountable, but you're always trying to get that base hit for your hitter as well. So this one is under review. Mike Winters is the crew chief, third base umpire tonight. He and Marty Foster with the headsets. If it's a base hit, Martinez will have picked up his second of the game. Right now the call on the field is out at first base. Here's your answer. He's safe.
How about that?
Oh, they bought a hit for Martinez.
When you're going good, you're going good.
So that call is overturned on the field. Well, usually when it's that close, you don't get them overturned. JD will take it. Here's Avila, leadoff man on here in the 7th. Alex tonight has struck out twice. He's also walked. One ball, one strike. Avila trying to extend his hitting streak. It stands at 5 in a row right now. Here's the 1-1. Graham now has thrown 40 in his ratio, 31 against 9.
Outstanding.
Take us back to those first pitch strikes. He's been ahead. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Avila. Avila's got a really good eye, and it's not just based on his base on balls, but the fact that he has some really good takes.
He's been around baseball all his life.
2-2 is rolled foul.
His grandfather, Ralph, longtime scout with the Los Angeles Dodgers. As a matter of fact, he's in the Scouting Hall of Fame. And you know all about his dad. So Alex has been around baseball for a long, long time.
They play him to pull. And the 2-2 drilled to center field. Hicks is there. First out of the inning. A country night at Comerica Park is Friday, July 17th. Tigers hosting the Orioles at 7:08. Prior to the game, you can enjoy live country music, line dancing, and more. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com for more information.
They like poking fun at us.
Yes, they do.
And we can do nothing about it.
Here is Castellanos. Nick sends one back up the middle. Looks like a double play ball. And it is. It'll go 6-4-3. Hitting over. Stretch time here in Minneapolis.
career batting average against Justin Verlander. Made a double, a bid for a double his last time up. It's our Chevy high-strength steal, and it was stolen by Yoenis Cespedes, making a nice running grab in the left center field gap to take a double away from Joe Mauer. Verlander appreciated it.
Cespedes has done just about everything tonight. He has singled, he has homered, he has scored a couple runs. Nice defensive play.
Some people wonder why Cespedes always throws the ball underneath when he's throwing the ball back in from the outfield. His mom was a tremendous softball player in Cuba and basically taught him how to play baseball. So I'm sure
Estella,
he watched his mom throw underneath like that quite a bit and kind of patterned that after his mom.
You know, she may be watching tonight because she does watch quite a bit. Is the first to give Yoenis her critiques.
That might be his way of saying hello to his mom every night.
Joe Mauer stands in to lead things off here in the 7th. And Miguel Sano and Trevor Plouffe. I will say this, Ron, Justin Verlander has taken that next step because we were waiting for that to happen.
And he really needed to do so because we well documented the fact that David Price and Sanchez have pitched very well lately. Well, David all year. Sanchez in his last 7 starts, but they need Verlander to beat Justin Verlander as well if they're going to run down the Twins and a possible chance of running down the Royals.
O'Rourke, who pitched in the ball game last night, is warming up again tonight. Here's the 1-2. Howard takes it outside, 2-2. You see the Twins in second place, Tigers in third. The Indians, well, they keep playing pretty good baseball. They beat Oakland tonight 5-1. That KC-Toronto game has finally gotten underway.
Cleveland has been able to get up to the 500 mark on a couple of different occasions this season.
Roll to first base. Krause will throw to Verlander for the out.
But every time they get there, they take a step back. But it looks like they're charging toward 500 again and not going to look back with that pitching staff that they have. You've got one job to do, and when the ball is hit on the ground to the right side and you're the pitcher, and that's get to the bag. And a real nice lead by Krause.
Come on.
Here's Miguel Sano. Verlander gave up a leadoff single to Sano in the second, a leadoff single to Suzuki in the third, and that is literally it. Only 2 hits tonight. Shouldn't say literally because he did walk a batter, Sano, in the 4th inning.
That was a strike. It's been a strike all night.
Justin would agree with you. Here's the 1-0.
Same pitch. You see where both of the locations are.
They're almost on top of each other. One and 2 on Sano. Sano had Tommy John surgery last spring, which slowed down his progress. Got him, strike 3. Verlander threads the needle, 2 gone. 6 strikeouts for JV.
3 consecutive fastballs to Sano. Then he got Sano looking for the fastball and then pulled the string on him with a well-located curveball. His mechanics have stayed intact all night tonight.
Trevor Plouffe. Swing and a miss, 0-1. 92 now for JV. Here they are by inning. rolled foul. There's a big contrast to this start and his last start. Justin needed 94 pitches to get through 5 in his last start. He is in the 7th in this evening's ball game. Vila is able to knock it down. 1-2 on Plouffe. Rosario waiting on deck. Twins fans here have not had a whole lot to cheer about tonight. Verlander has kept them in check. And he's trying to finish off Plouffe here in the 7th. High fly ball left field. Verlander will have himself another 1-2-3 inning. 7 in the books here at Target Field. Tigers in command. Out in this game. Meanwhile, the upcoming matchup presented by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety is going to be Alfredo Simon and Phil Hughes tomorrow.
Yeah, Hughes checks in with a 4.19 ERA and Simon 4.18 this season.
That game tomorrow on Fox Sports 1. Got a new hurler now. It's a wall-side windows pitching change. Ryan O'Rourke.
O'Rourke, 22 games down in the minor leagues, pitched only 13 2/3 innings. The earned run average was approaching 6. And he's been in 2 games with Minnesota. Pitched 1 2/3 innings, hasn't given up a hit yet.
Here's how they play the defense. With Mark Krause up there. We'll get it started here in the 8th. Strike 1. Krause goes to Iglesias, bottom 3 for the Tigers. They'll find the seats. O'Rourke, a 13th rounder in the 2010 draft out of Merrimack College. Breaking ball pounded back out of play. Krause tonight has struck out twice. He is hit into a force as well. Outside, 1-2. Pulled on the ground, foul. Played flawlessly. Although I will say Omar Vizquel had a chance to make that play barehanded with ease, but he passed it up.
Yeah, he wanted the ball boy to make a play down the right field line.
And the 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. Fastball right by Krause. One gone. What's going on in our game summary? Well, I guess at the very top it has to be Justin Verlander, doesn't it?
Well, he's retired the last 10 batters consecutively, and he looks awfully sharp out there tonight against Minnesota.
Big numbers out of the Tigers. 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Anthony Ghost takes ball 1.
And more importantly, with the outing that Price had last night, and you add in what Verlander has done so far, pitching at least 7 innings, that bullpen has been able to get some rest.
Which is really big because they had that start from Kyle Ryan in Seattle, which kind of threw him out of whack. He got knocked out early. It was an extra inning game.
Lane Hardy good to go tonight. Al Albuquerque also good to go tonight. They've thrown Ghost a lot of breaking balls, whether it be the right-handers or the left-handers. He has gotten a steady diet of off-speed pitches in the first 2 games of this series.
Swing and a miss.
Another breaking ball.
O'Rourke has struck out 2. Tomorrow the Tigers are in Minnesota to take on these Twins. It's a game you can see only on Fox Sports 1 beginning at 4 Eastern. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern, Baseball Night in America. The Yankees battle the Red Sox on your local Fox station. It starts tomorrow on your home for baseball every Saturday, Fox and Fox Sports 1.
I've got 10 strikeouts today. And by Twins pitching against Tigers hitters, and this is the staff that really does not strike out that many.
That seems abnormal, no doubt. Chopper hit to first base. That'll stay in play for Mauer. And O'Rourke comes out of the pen to do a nice job for the Twins. 1, 2, 3. Here comes the bottom of the 8th.
Boomsticks wet it again. We'll hear from all their sluggers, including all-star J.D. Martinez. Is J.V. back? J.V. will tell us. Brad Ausmus's post-game comments as well. Justin White and Simo in the Coliseum studio after the game for Tigers Live. Mario Rock.
All right, Mick, J.V. is back to be sure. He's thrown a very good game tonight. Here's how good. 7 innings, 2 hits. He has struck out 6 and has retired 10 straight.
One of the things that Justin said after his last outing when he was talking to the media, and for his post-game interview was that he was really close. He felt like his mechanics were good for stretches in the Toronto game, and today for 7 innings he's kind of figured it out against Minnesota. A lot of quality strikes thrown tonight by Justin.
Not much stress in this game. A couple of leadoff singles early in the contest, but not a whole lot more than that. And Verlander's going to pick this one up. No, he's not. It's going to be off the glove. And safe at first base is Rosario. That'll bring to an end 10 straight retired.
Looked like he had time to get Rosario had he picked it up cleanly with the glove. The ball was still rolling, so it's no problem picking it up with the glove. Looked like he took his eye off the ball momentarily right before he was able to pick it up cleanly. Right there, he took his eye off the ball to see where the base runner was and came up empty. Nothing can happen until you pick it up. You see pitchers do that all the time on balls just like that.
First leadoff man that has reached since the single by Suzuki way back in the 3rd. Here's Aaron Hicks. Only the 3rd hit of the game tonight for Minnesota. Strike one on Hicks.
Castellanos is playing in on the grass with Hicks in the batter's box. Minnesota trailing by 6. Usually bunt not a good call, but apparently they've got some scouting reports down there that tell them otherwise. We do know that Hicks should know how to bunt for a base hit. He has worked with Rod Carew the last couple of off seasons in Los Angeles, California.
And not too many did it better than Rod.
Yeah, he was one of the best bunters of all time.
Number 29.
Rodney Carew, who seemed to have a different batting stance every time he stepped into the batter's box.
A little bit high, and Justin now has reached 100. Here it is by inning.
Brad will have to watch Justin very closely in this particular inning. The one thing that you want Justin to leave with this evening is a really good taste in his mouth. Therefore, Bruce Rondon is up.
117 in his 2nd start in New York. That was the most he has thrown this year. And again, for Verlander, this is just his 5th start since coming off the disabled list. Tigers were 0-4 in their first, or his first 4 starts. One around. So says Mike Winters. Here's the 2-2. Just off the plate, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Hicks. Suzuki waiting on deck. Lifted back out of play. Hicks a pop up and a fly ball. Hicks gave up switch hitting last May, was sent down to the minor leagues. He was brought up to the big leagues a couple of years ago and highly thought of, highly acclaimed. His first game, in fact, was against the Tigers, and it was against Justin Verlander.
And Verlander wasn't all that kind to Mr. Hicks. He struck out 3 times that night.
Check swing roller foul. Hicks right now getting a chance to go out there every day in center field with the Buxton injury. He is battling Verlander here, 3-2. Another one foul back out of play. Justin facing the bottom of the lineup here in the 8th. He's given up the infield single to Eddie Rosario. They've not been able to put away Hicks. Popped him up until now. Kinsler is under it. First out of the inning. How about these numbers career against the Minnesota Twins?
It did not start out well for Justin. In the first 5 years in the big leagues, 5-6 record against Minnesota, but since 2010, he's kind of figured them out. Numbers much better up and down. Averaging nearly 10 strikeouts per 9 innings in his last 15 starts against the Twins.
Here is Kurt Suzuki. Ball 1 to Suzuki, a single and a pop-up. He has one of just the 3 hits that Verlander has allowed in this game. Drilled into left field, base hit. Rosario will go to second and stop there, and the Twins have something going now with 1 out.
It's a fastball that is right down the middle, and usually at this level those do not make it to the catcher's glove.
So Brad right now considering how long he really wants to go with JV here. Justin is at 108.
Maybe one more batter.
It's starting to look like it. It'd be nice if Santana would hit a ground ball at somebody.
If he gets Santana, he'll allow him probably to face Dozier.
Santana looks at strike 1. Simon goes tomorrow in game 3, and then Shane Green will come up from Toledo to pitch on Sunday heading to the All-Star break. Rosario at second, Suzuki at first. Little chopper back up the middle. Kinsler on the charge, has only 1 play. Santana's out, advance the runners. It'll bring up Dozier. Dozier is 0 for 3 against JV in this one. Couple of strikeouts. Only .217 this year with men in scoring position. Dozier had a big hit for them recently. It was a walk-off home run on Monday in the 10th inning, but really aside from that he's been scuffling a bit. 3 for his last 19. Here's the 0-1. Well, it's not been good for the Twins of late.
115 batting average in their last 26 at bats, with runners in scoring position.
Rosario at third and Suzuki at second with 2 outs. The 0-2. Pop-up foul back out of play. Verlander about to throw his 114th pitch. Trying to get through the 8th. Again, back in the seats.
Verlander still throwing hard. That last fastball clocked at 94 miles an hour.
Tigers tonight about hit the Twins 10-4. And they lead 6-0. Detroit got a couple of runs in the 3rd. They added 4 in the 4th inning. Homers tonight by Cespedes, Victor, and J.D. Martinez. Low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the Verlander ratio. 73 strikes tonight of the 115 he's thrown. He's gone over 100 now in 3 of the 5 starts he's made. Here's the 1-2. Soft line drive, base hit right field. That'll get 1 in. They're going to hold the runner Suzuki at third base. Ball was bobbled by Martinez. But the Twins are on the board now, 6-1.
That was not a horrible pitch thrown by Verlander, but Dozier had an idea that Verlander was not going to go inside, and therefore just kind of stuck his bat out at the slider that's off the plate. That ball is 6 inches off the plate outside, and the only reason why Dozier able to make contact is he knew he was going to get something out there.
So Verlander is done for the night. The RBI single by Dozier knocks him out of the game, but what an effort tonight from JV. We'll step aside. The Tigers go to the bullpen. We'll be back. Innings in this one. And as you look at the comparison tonight, 7 2/3 compared to his first 4 starts.
Made nice adjustments today. And whatever was the issue 5 days ago against Toronto, Verlander was able to figure it out here tonight against Minnesota.
So Bruce Rondon is in now, and he will face Torrey Hunter with men at first and third. 6-1 ball game. And he swings on the first pitch and pops it up. Left side of the infield, Iglesias. And that'll end the inning. 1 run on 3 hits. They leave a couple. Verlander pumped up about that. We'll go to the 9th. Six to 1. Justin Verlander and Alex Avila left this battery mates saying good job to each other.
They both have huge smiles on their face, as does the pitching coach. Jeff Jones, Avila, he led Verlander beautifully here this evening.
So as we go to the 9th inning, Trevor May will come on now for the Twins.
And May comes in with a record of 5-7, a 4.32 ERA, 72 strikeouts, 18 base on balls. So May, he's always around the plate.
He will face the top of the Tigers lineup. Ian Kinsler starts it off and looks at strike 1.
A couple different fastballs for Trevor May, 2s and 4s. He likes to sink the fastball at about 91, 92. 4-seamer gets up to 95. He'll also throw you a couple different breaking balls.
He was moved to the bullpen with the arrival of Irvin Santana back in the rotation. He's fallen behind now, 2-1 on Kinsler.
He's got some nice movement on that fastball that he's throwing at 95 miles an hour. A lot of late life.
Drilled to center field. Hicks is on the run. That ball is hit pretty well. Hicks won't get it up against the wall. Kinsler has himself an extra base hit. It'll be a leadoff double here in the 9th. His second 2-bagger of the 9th.
This fastball that he connected on really had no movement at all. And May tried to sneak one on the outside corner to Kinsler. Kinsler sitting there waiting for it. Hicks a good defender with good range in the outfield, but unable to run that one down. In this 2-game series, we've seen the numbers of quite a few of those outfielders chasing balls down.
It's 11 hits now for Detroit. Cespedes had a 3-run shot earlier in the game. He shoots one to right field. That's going to drop, base hit. Kinsler stops to third, and the Tigers looking for more here in the 9th. It's a 3-hit game now for Yoenis. Don't forget, you can follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment, at any moment with in-game highlights, Live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, and more. Get MLB.com at bats on your smartphone or tablets. Two more Tigers hits, 12 for the game, and here is Victor Martinez. Two-run shot back in the third. He also has a single. 2 out of 4 for Victor tonight. Took a hack at a fastball and fouled it straight back. That's how they play him defensively. They're shaded a little bit toward the other way. Some room to the right side with the first baseman Mauer holding the runner. Infield in against Victor. High pop up right side of the infield. This will not get a run in. Dozier handled it for the first out.
Here is the 1-800 call Sam call of the game. Now Victor popped up there, but earlier in the game against Urban Santana, he turned on a 2-1 fastball and reached the seats for a 2-run shot. Yoenis Cespedes also got Santana. Here was 3-run variety. And then you have J.D. Martinez on a spinning breaking ball. Home run number 25 on the season for J.D.
Martinez hammers one foul back out of play, 0-1. So Martinez now trails Pujols by 1 in the home run chase. Could he win the home run title?
Absolutely. Absolutely, he can win the home run title.
I don't see why not. I mean, based on the first half he has had. Popped him up. Now they're going to call him out. Now there's interference. Martinez made contact with Suzuki, but he made the catch anyway. 2 gone. Adam Hammery, the home plate umpire, called it immediately. That'll bring up Avila.
Well, JD is kind of getting like Victor Martinez. He hates to give away at bats. He felt like he gave away that bat there, runner on third base, less than 2 outs. You've got to pick up those stakes.
Ball 1 to Avila. For 3 with a walk. Kinsler started the inning with a double. And Cespedes singled him to third. The 1-0. Here's another pop-up. This time to the left side, the shallow left field. Who wants it? 3 defenders there, and finally Plouffe makes the catch. So the Tigers threaten, but they lead 2. We go to the bottom of the 9th.
of the 9th inning, and earlier today the Tigers had some fun at Torrey Hunter's expense. Torrey was kicked out of a game earlier this year and he blew a gasket. And the Tigers players came out today and reenacted it. It was Sanchez, it was Victor Martinez, Rondon, and David Price, and basically did exactly what Torrey did when he was kicked out that night. He threw off all his clothes. They had Torrey in stitches laying on the ground. It was hilarious.
And it didn't take long to make it on the internet too and make its rounds. They got Torrey pretty good. Well, the Tigers need 3 more outs, and Rondon will stay in the game. He got the only out he needed to get in the 8th on 1 pitch. He got Hunter to pop up. So he'll go back out here in the 9th, and he's got Mauer starting things off, then Sano and Plouffe. Tigers lead this one 6-1.
Nice, easy gas coming out of the hand of Rondon. That one at 95, but he can reach triple digits whenever he wants to. He's thrown a pretty good slider since coming to the big leagues this time around. He's also used his changeup effectively.
It'll bounce in. 1 ball and 1 strike on Mauer. 0 for 3 for Joe Mauer tonight. Twins got their only run on a check swing single by Brian Dozier in the 8th. Last batter that Verlander faced. Tomorrow it's Alfredo Simon, Phil Hughes in game 3 in this 4-game set. Bouncer right back up the middle. And it's going to get into center field before Kinsler is able to get to it. Leadoff single here in the 9th for Mauer. This July, baseball's best players gather in Cincinnati. The Midsummer Classic is coming up with home field advantage for the World Series on the line. Coverage of the 2015 Major League Baseball All-Star Game begins Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Here's Miguel Sano. Ball 1 inside to Sano. Only the 6th hit of the night. That single by Mauer. Sano has 1 of them. Singled in the 2nd off Verlander. Got power against power here. Sano facing Rondon. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball stays high. 2 balls, 1 strike on Sano. Here's the 2-1. Drilled to left field down the line. Cespedes won't get it. Up against the wall. They're going to call that a ground rule double over the wall. And that's going to cost the Twins a run. 2nd and 3rd now, nobody out. Rondon has given up a single, now a double.
It's a breaking ball here that stays right over the heart of the plate. It did not do a lot, did not get buried to the bottom of the strike zone. And Sano, with the long arms, able to reach out and hit it off the warning track.
So the Twins are still kicking here with nobody out. It'll be Trevor Plouffe standing in. They have 7 hits now on the board. Plouffe, a tough night so far. 0 for 3, strikeout, double play ball. He takes ball 1. Well, the Tigers wasting little time now getting their closer working. Joaquin Soria beginning to throw in the Tiger bullpen. Plouffe unable to check it. 1-1. Bouncing ball to third. It's a foul ball. 1-2 now on Trevor Plouffe. Two and two. He laid off.
Good pitch by Rondon.
Rosario waiting on deck. Tigers jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the third on a 2-run shot by Victor Martinez. They added 2 more homers in the fourth and led 6-0 before the Twins got a run in the 8th. And they're threatening here in the 9th. Here's the 2-2. 3-2 on Plouffe. Now Rondon ready with the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to strike him out. It's the first out of the inning.
It's a great call by Alex Avila, the 3-2 breaking ball to Plouffe, and outstanding execution by Bruce Rondon.
So here is Rosario. He had himself an infield single to begin things in the 8th and eventually scored with 2 outs on the single by Dozier for the only run so far for Minnesota. Tigers trying to get to 45 and 41. If they win here tonight, 2 more left before the All-Star break commences on Monday.
Tigers have played outstanding baseball within the Central. 27 and 14 coming in against the AL Central.
Well, that's good, and we've talked oftentimes how you have to win within your division. They just need to level out now against the other 2 divisions.
Yes, they do.
and maybe more than that, play better at home. They will begin the second half at home after the All-Star break.
And if you're Minnesota, you're 10 games over 500 against everybody else in baseball, but you're only 2 of 10 against Detroit this season.
Way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on Rosario.
I guess the Tigers just not a really good matchup so far this year for Minnesota.
Hasn't been that way, whether it's here or at Comerica Park. They had to be feeling good coming into the ball game tonight with Santana on the hill, but the Tigers got to him early with 3 home runs. Slap to left, base hit. Got to get 1 run in. Sano will stop at third, and the Twins not going quietly. 3rd hit in the inning. It's going to bring Osmus out.
It's a fastball upstairs that gets way too much plate. Rosario able to get on top of it and slap it right past Castellanos.
That scores Mauer to make it 6-2. That's going to signal the end for Bruce at Rondon. Tigers go to the bullpen. We'll be back. Favor of the Detroit Tigers. Here are the numbers on Joaquin.
It's been awfully good this year. 20 of 22 in save opportunities. The earned run average at 2.34. He'll give you a good mixture of fastballs that will top out at about 95, sliders, cutters, and he'll show you that really slow breaking ball, at least to the right-handers, a couple of times here this evening.
So Rondon's inability to get through the 9th means Soria has to pitch for the 3rd straight day now.
All of a sudden, the crowd has a little life.
First one is in for a strike on Aaron Hicks. They have not been able to cheer about a whole lot in this game, but they come alive here in the 9th. This is a safe situation for Soria because the tying run is in the on-deck circle. Hicks 0 for 3. Runner goes to second. Here comes the throw down to the bag. And he got him at second base. Avila came up firing and caught stealing.
The Minnesota Twins thought they could steal a base here. And they thought that Avila would not throw the ball down to second base, which he did. And it looks like he's in there.
Well, if he had left the tag on. Let's see, they're going to look at this one, so hold everything. So Rosario was trying to take the extra base there and steal second, and it looked like he got in there just ahead of the tag.
Well, they were trying to obviously stay out of the double play, and they nearly got caught trying to steal that base. A lot of times the catcher won't even throw that ball down to second. They'll just let the guy have the bag.
With a lead of 6-1, many times they'll just see him give him the bag at second. But in this case 6-2 actually, but still a 4-run spread. The call on the field is out. Started with Mauer singling. Sano then doubled. 1 out later, a single by Rosario made it 6-2. Rosario was called out trying to steal the bag. We'll see if it's changed here. Safe is called. So break there for the Twins. Turn that caught stealing into a stolen base. The call is overturned. 0-2 is the count on Aaron Hicks. Hicks 0 for 3. He's hit the ball in the air 3 times. That floats outside. 1-2. Last pitch at 69 miles an hour.
He will throw that slow breaking ball a couple of times. An outing.
Soria pressed into duty here after Rondon gave up 3 hits. Soria not on the same page with Avila, and finally, instead of just continuing to go through signs, they'll have a meeting on the mound. Rondon got the final out of the 8th, gave up 3 hits here in the 9th. Hoping Soria can slam the door. Tigers lead by 4. Down to block it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good technique there by Avila.
Get the count even again now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Suzuki waiting on deck. He already has 2 hits in this game. Low. 3-2. Driven foul back out of play as Hicks stays alive. Trying to extend his 5-game hitting streak in what could be his final at bat of the night. third consecutive night for the Tigers. And he walked in ball 4. That is going to load the bases. And what was once a comfortable lead late in this game is getting a little bit hectic now. They're loaded up with only 1 out.
Yeah, no need to panic if you're Soria. Simply work at the bottom of the strike zone and see if you can get Suzuki and to hit something on the ground. A double play will end this game.
Kurt Suzuki, 2 singles and a pop-up.
They may as well add a ground ball into that mix.
Fouled away, no balls and 1 strike. Well, pretty good numbers. Career 4 for 12 for Suzuki against Soria. Came tied for 5th in the American League with his 20 saves. Here's the 0-1. Now it's 0-2 on Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki 9 double play balls, 3rd on the team. Just in case their closer is warming.
And he's a good one.
Glenn Perkins.
He's an all-star again for the 2nd consecutive season.
Tying run has come to the plate, and it's a ball way high. Suzuki would not offer 1 and 2.
That fastball up by design, and we'll see what he wants to come back now on the 1-2 offer. Slow breaking ball might get you the ground ball, but it's also a risky pitch if you hang it.
This one not coming easy. One ball, 2 strikes. Oh, Soria again wants his catcher to go out to the mound. Six runs on 12 Tigers hits, 2 runs on 8 hits for the Twins. Watching this one here tonight, hoping for a 9th inning comeback. And it hit him. Suzuki is hit by the pitch to force in a run, and it's 6-3.
That slow breaking ball was a very costly pitch. Suzuki made very little effort to get out of the way, if any effort to get out of the way.
Rondon reacts to the hit batter, which forces in a run. Will be charged to Bruce. Now the tying runs are on the bases here with 1 out. Jones coming out to try and slow things down here as Danny Santana stands in. 6-3 ball game. Shane Robinson pinch running at first base. 0-1 as Avila goes down and knock it down.
Twelve pitches thrown by Soria. He has missed the strike zone with 7 of the 12. So command an issue tonight for Joaquin.
Here's the 1-0. Sliced foul down the left field line. Justin Verlander was cruising along. Did give up the 1 run in the 8th. This turned into a nail biter. 1-1 on Danny Santana. Top of the order, Plouffe waiting on deck. Or I should say Dozier rather, waiting on deck. Here's the 1-1. Lined up the middle into center field, a base hit. Rosario scores. Hicks coming around to score, and it's a 6-5 ball game.
It's a fastball that's down, that's whistled right back through the middle by Santana. Ghost comes up in center field and does not want to run the risk of throwing the ball home, so he simply comes up, fires the second.
A 2-run single from the number 9 hitter, Danny Santana. And now the winning run is at first. And here is Brian Dozier, the leadoff man. It's the 8th man to bat in the inning. Dozier had a single to drive in a run in the 8th. Pickoff throw to second, but Robinson getting back in there. Nobody on the bag. Twins all of a sudden have 5 runs on 9 hits. Driven deep to left field, way back and gone.
Minnesota Twins were 0-34. 0-34, trailing coming into the 9th inning. Make that 1-34 now.
This is some kind of magical season for Brian Dozier.
Oh, very disappointing if you're a Tigers fan, though.
His second walk-off home run this week, and a stunning, and I mean stunning, loss for the Tigers.
Almost unbelievable, really. It's a horrible loss.
Minnesota wins it on the 3-run bomb by Brian Dozier. Not to be believed. Justin Verlander was cruising, had a 6-1 lead. The bullpen gave it up in the 9th. Dozier does it again.
Hanging breaking ball thrown to Dozier. He was able to strike Dozier out with that same curveball last night, but the curveball last night he got down. Dozier, tremendously quick hands, a lot of pull power. He sent them all home happy.
Wow. Baseball can be a cruel game sometimes, and right now it is for the Tigers. Stunning win tonight for the Twins. 8-6. We'll be back.